So hello everyone, welcome to a new question today with Geeks for Geeks problem of the day. Today is 31st and it's gonna be the last question of the month, January. So today's question's name is minimum times A has to be repeated such that B is a substring of it. Okay, let's try to understand the question first. So the question says that given two strings A and B, find minimum number of times A has to be repeated and such that B is a substring of it. If B never be a substring, then return -1. Okay, fine. There is an example given. Our A is ABCD and our B is CDABCDAB. Okay, fine. Now, what the question is trying to say is if I repeat A again one time, right? If I in my new A I make it as like this, is this CDAB and CDAB coming anywhere inside this? I can see a CDAB here, but it stops here. So I again append one more time A into A again, and this time what I get is A B C D A B C D A B C D. Now, is there B present inside this? C D A B C D A B. Yeah, it's there. So we find our B here. So A has been repeated three times. This is my once, this is my twice, and this is my thrice. So this is the answer. This is how the question is defined here. And if we don't find any such thing, then we have to return -1. So the question is pretty easy and understood the question. So now let's start solving the question. What one thing we can do is, as you would have been remembering that for finding a duplicate string or to find a substring or to find any type of string in any other string, we have a function in our strings called find function. We have a function called find function. If you use this find function, suppose if I have a string A which is given as ACHIN, and I have a string B in which I have been given suppose CH. Now if I perform this function A dot find B, if I perform this function, it will give me yes, like yeah, it is there. CH is present in A. This will be my output, and that's pretty well known also. So what we will do now is we will use this by using this find function. We can solve this question somewhere. What we can do is we can declare a temporary variable. One approach for this solution can be that you declare a temporary variable, okay, temporary string, okay, because we can't manipulate our A, we shouldn't manipulate A. So that's why what I will do is, because we need to find A, right? Suppose I will tell you, I declare a temporary string which will be equal to A. Okay, so my temp is now A B C D. My A is also A B C D, and my B is C D A B C D A B. Why I needed to declare here a temporary variable and why I didn't manipulate A itself is I will be telling you this thing in just a short span of time. So after declaring this A, what we are gonna do? We now here comes the use of the find function. Okay, what we can do is we can initiate a while loop in which we can write while b dot find temp. If I find this temp variable in my B, okay, if I find this temp variable in my B, then what I can do is I can give it as -1. That is will stop, right? I'm giving this because I want to stop this loop as soon as I find this as a substring, right? So unless we find this, what we need to do is we need to add in the temp. I again need to add A, right? Like my ABCD temp is currently my temp is ABCD. I will add one more time A in it. Okay, I will add, if I add temp in it, right? Okay, I will tell you one thing. If I add temp in it, what problem it can give, or suppose the same thing continues with a, if I don't declare any temporary variable, then what will happen? See, now my temp becomes abcd abcd. Now again, if I want to declare, again if I want to add abcd into it, how can I do if I don't have any temporary variable? Suppose I do this same thing with my a plus equal to a. Now what I can do, now my current a will be abcd abcd. This is the problem, and for this reason I have declared a temporary variable. So yeah, okay, now I guess you will be pretty clear that why do we need to declare this temp. Okay, so temp equal to abcd, then we can add here, if I don't find that b is there in this, if I don't find that my temp is b is a substring of temp, what I can do is I can add a in it. Fine. If I add my a in it, it becomes abcd abcd. Again, if I don't find, I can add again a. This is how we can go on, right? So what will be the base case here? What will be the minus, the thing which will return -1? For that, what we need to do is, we can do is, let's think about it. If my temp, suppose my temp is abcd abcd, and again if I add a abcd, my b is cdab and cdab. Okay, what is the length of this string? The length of this string is 8. The length of, like the final answer which I was getting after 3 operations was 4 4 8 3 12 12. Okay, suppose I don't get my b as a substring. Okay, for that one base case, what I can take is, I will remove this b and I will add here x. Okay, suppose I don't find, again I add a abcd. According to my logic, again it will add a abcd. The length becomes, the length becomes 16, right? Length becomes 16. Now, now if you see a thing, again it will not find, again it will add abcd. It will keep on adding adding adding. It will be infinite loop, right? So where do I need to stop it? Where will be my base case? Where do I need to stop it? Right, we need to find this. Okay, now the thing is, suppose if it is not there, it should be like somewhere constant line lies between the length of my temp and the length of my b. We have to find a relation between the length of these both strings, which will give us, which will be giving us the base case, or the case where we need to stop the loop condition, where we need to stop the loop. Suppose my length of temp has become more than the length of b. Let's take first b. Suppose my length of the temporary variable has become more than b, then if can I stop, then can I stop? Is, will it be a right choice to stop then? Come, let's check it out. abcd abcd, here itself it is 8, and the size of our required answer is also 8, right? But did I find my b in the temp variable? No, right? Again I added a abcd, right? Again I have added abcd. The length is now 16. Length of b is 8, right? Double the length of my b, right? So if my temp, if the size of temp, okay, if my size of temp has become greater than the size of b, but this was failing, so 2 into b, okay, we need to return -1. Because even if I take now one more, suppose if I don't find and I take again a abcd, right? This is not possible that this length 8 length string can't be inside this 20 length string. Not possible, right? It's logically it's clear. So that's why we can give this as the base case. So if I try to add sum up all these things and try to prepare a raw code, or a dry code, what we can do is, first thing which we did was to declare a temporary string, right? What was my temporary string doing? It was just becoming equal to a. Okay, fine. Why did we became equal to a? Because if we change a, because we change a, then originality of a will go, like will disappear. Okay, that's why we needed a temp variable. Okay, next thing which we were doing was we were starting a while loop, and the condition inside the while loop was that if I find b, that is, if I find b in temp variable, I return -1. Okay, okay, I stop this loop there itself, and I come out of the loop, right? Okay, for counting the number of operations, do we need any variable? Obviously, we need. Otherwise, how the answer which they are asking is the number of operations, right? Minimum number of operations. So we need a variable count, which I am declaring as 0. Okay. Now the while loop is also ready. Now, if we, what do we have to do in this? We have to add in temp our a, and we have to check a condition whether if my temp dot length or size whatever has become greater than, 2 into the length of b. Okay, if this is the case, then I will return -1. This is a dry code. Okay, I will code it out and show you guys. So yeah, this will run, this will absolutely run. I don't think so there will be any error coming in it, because there is no such case which will fail this. Even you can take any of the example. I have taken many examples and tried this, so I am telling you. And at last, what we have to return is count, right? Okay, one more thing I forgot to tell you is, I have to suppose if I am adding a once in temp, then I need to increment my count also, count plus plus, right? After this, I have to check my if condition. So this is a pretty easy, well defined code for just a beginner level code. There is no such hard thing I found in this. That's why I chose the most easiest method which can be used. And yeah, just there was one thing you needed to know, a prerequisite or a pre knowledge, was the find function of strings. You can check out some more articles based on it, how does this find works, working of this find function. You can find out on internet. Okay, fine. So we have done this question. Now just let's code it out, guys. As we saw in our raw code, that first thing which we were doing was we were declaring a temporary string, right, as temp. Okay, and that we were initializing it as a. Okay, after this we were declaring a counter which will be counting the number of operations, and after that we start a while loop. Our while loop will check whether temp has my b or not, whether b is a substring of temp or not. Okay, and I put it as -1. Why I'm putting this -1 is so that, suppose if I find my b in temp, so that it should stop, right? Giving -1 will stop this while loop. Okay, and here what I do is I will add temp in temp my a in it. Then I will increment my count. Then I will start the condition, if condition, to check whether the size has became greater than the like double the times of my b or not. Okay, so 2 into b dot size. This is just the code part, guys. I have told you very clearly the logic side also. So yeah, 2 into b dot size. If this is the case, then I have to return -1, or otherwise we will at last return our count. Fine. That's pretty good and easy solution. A very small solution, right? This is a medium level question, guys. So our output is coming 2, but we needed 3. So there is some small sort of mistake in it. Let's check it out. What mistake are we getting? Okay, we have to declare count as 1 actually. I will tell you why. Because, okay, the answer is 2. According to the logic, the answer is 2 minimum number of times. Okay. But in the question, if you see repeating a 3 times, that is, if you are keeping a once also, right, then you have to count that. Okay. Here we are. adding into temp one time a. Okay, suppose if I take this as 0. Okay, I take this as 0, but and like this. Now if you run, then it will run. Now if you run, then it will run, because now it will add 3 times a, right? See. Okay, otherwise what you can do is you can declare temp as a and you can make count as 1. That's a very small logic. And finally when I run it, it gets submitted with my total time taken as only 0.18 seconds, sorry, ms. So yeah, this was the today's GFG problem of the day. Hope you like the video. If you like the video, then please like it. Till then, keep coding. Jai Hind.